What was it like when you first started dating Javi? Was he dating other people? Were you dating other people? Did you ask him?
So that's so funny because I didn't ask him, but the reason I didn't ask him is because I didn't feel the need to. I think that when the right person comes around and you just know it, I feel like it felt that way. I was talking to someone prior to him, and that I was like all over the place. I'm like, I know you're talking to somebody else, but I don't know. But I never wanted to ask because that scared the shit out of me. Like you said, it's like it's an uncomfortable conversation, whatever. To me, it's uncomfortable as fuck. I know I'm immature for saying that, and I probably gonna get dragged to hell. But like, I cannot take that conversation because I don't take it well. So it was just such a it was like night and day.
Wait, you can't take what conversation? If they were to talk to
if they were like, yeah, I'm seeing other people, I would like probably fucking roll over.
Putting yourself in the situation where
but like, wait. Hold up.
I'm immature.
Wait a minute.
I know. I'm immature.
Yeah.
I know. Never too shy. Fuck it up.
Okay, there we go. That
like
works.
that.
Came in hot. We just came in hot.
Literally, it's hot as outside.
It's 90, 100,000 degrees.
105 in my
It's
car.
just
Too
It's
hot
here.
outside.
It's disgusting,
so
bro.
So if we look super shiny, no, it's not highlight.
I'm
It's hot
out.
outside.
I'm shiny. I'm sweaty. I just came out of a pool literally an hour ago. I did wash my ass, but like, oh my God.
At least you were in
yeah.
a pool.
I know.
I was inside a school all day, and my classroom did not have working air.
Oh
so
my
let's
God.
talk about it.
Oh,
yeah,
honey.
I was not happy.
Is that
Fix it,
legal?
Pedro. Fix it.
I'm sorry.
They didn't like me in the main office. I kept being like, excuse me, I got kids with asthma in here. This is not a good look.
They could have
Yeah.
probably like taken you guys to a different room or
Oh,
something.
if it doesn't work tomorrow, I'm 100%. I don't care if we're sitting in the hallway. We're having class somewhere that's not in
Yeah.
my room if it's that hot.
That's crazy.
Yes.
This is like the perks of CPS in the summer, or just any school in the summer.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, hi guys. I'm back. Paulina here.
Tati here.
Nestor. It's 'cause I always want to say the bra bro.
I know. Last week
I
we
always want
did
to say
that.
the
It was
bra
pretty
bro.
funny.
I don't know why.
Really?
Okay, Nestor's
Nestor's here. Okay, good. Nestor knows that Nestor's
Yeah,
here.
the bra bro's not here. Nestor's here.
And producer Marco's here too.
Yes, ma'am.
We are in the building. So shall we start with affirmations?
Yes.
Shall we
can.
affirmate this room?
Yes.
And this
I
podcast?
want to be affirmed.
Let's
Not
affirm.
affirmate.
Do you want me to go first?
Yes,
Do you guys
I
wanna
would,
go
I would
first?
love
Go, go,
nothing
go.
more.
Okay. Mine is actually very simple. It takes a village. So I don't know if it's necessarily an affirmation, but everybody hears that quote all the time, especially when you're talking about like education and students. But I'm actually saying it not in a sense of like education and students. I think I've opened my eyes recently actually to learn that applies to being an adult.
Yeah.
Like as an adult, it takes a village. You need people to tell you things you may not want to hear. You need people to make you feel better if you feel sad. You need people to hold you accountable. You need people that have your best interest in mind. And so I think not just with myself, but I see a lot of people around me who have help from others,
Yeah.
whether it's they're going through something with mental health and just reaching out on social media like, hey, send me therapist recommendations, or I need somebody to talk to. And so many people come through for that person. And a person right now going through like this like heartbreak, like the idea of letting go. I've been in a relationship with this girl for 6 years, and I thought I wanted out years ago, and now it's biting me in the ass. I actually don't, but now she moved on.
Wow.
And it's like, as a man, you know, you don't really feel comfortable sometimes expressing how you feel with others and other men. And so this is one of my closest friends. And so he's been reaching out a lot to me. And so I've been supporting him in the healing process, right? Just trying to cope and let him know it's okay to cry and feel upset, but like it's part of the healing process. Just my family being supportive of my grandma. She had a situation, an incident about a month ago. And so we've been there helping her. And it really does take a village in all aspects of life. But even as an adult, like people show up for each other and it's beautiful. And I think we need to praise that more, because we always talk about that with children, but I don't think it ends there. It doesn't end when you're a child. Growing up, that village follows you and it continues, and then you reciprocate it to others. So that's mine. It takes a village.
It takes a village. I Love that. Yeah, when I think of that, I think of like kids or like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Like raising a child or like being a teacher, right? But like, I guess it does still take a village even in this big age that we're at.
Yeah, you love saying that big age.
I am at the big age.
of the 3rd floor.
Yeah. Oh my God. I am on the 3rd floor.
Yeah, I mean we're all on the 3rd floor, Paulina.
It's the 3rd floor party over here.
Everybody officially
Officially a new member.
officially a new member of the 3rd floor.
Happy
Producer
birthday
Marco
to
ya. Happy birthday to ya.
First time I've
That's
been
all I
saying.
know about that.
Birthday.
Bring in the strippers.
Woo!
First time I've been
Midget
serenaded.
strippers.
Midget strippers.
Yeah,
That'd
they're
be
lit.
hilarious.
They
They're
are
lit.
They'd have to climb me like a mountain.
That's why it's that's why it's funnier. I specifically said that because you're like 100 feet tall.
Man, you could be a
Amazing.
stand-up comedian.
Like 7
6'5",
like it'll
6'7".
take
6'7".
He's
2
6'7".
inches off.
Don't disrespect me.
The 2 inches
don't
matter.
disrespect me.
The 2 inches matter.
Whoa, Ness.
Yes, Nestor.
Wow, my God.
He said, my God.
You see what I mean?
Every week.
You see what I mean? Me and Tati had like a side
A
conversation.
little inside joke about us?
No,
No,
no. It's
no.
about me
I could
personally.
fight.
Yeah.
No, it's about me
No,
personally.
it's about him.
No, it's about myself.
Yeah.
Which leads to my
Yes, what's your affirmation?
Just being conscious of myself, so that when wanting to create change within my life, that I can see it happen. Because if you're not conscious of what you're doing or what you're not doing, then you can't change anything. You know, like today. So like my friends, a lot of my friends are like very catty, and they'll like bag on each other, meaning like, you know, they're making jokes, and it's like playful because that's how people are. Like some people are, they're just very cutthroat with their jokes. You know, I'm not like that. You know, I'm more like, if you joke on me, I'm a fucking cry, or,
I'm a sensitive ass gangster, like Cardi B said.
or I'm gonna be like, really? Like, do you really think that of me? You know, like I take it to the butt, right? And so today, oh my
Sorry,
God.
I'm sorry.
Again.
I'm sorry. Like
So
You made it too
today
easy.
me and my friend were planning this trip to go to New York, right? And so we hit up my friend, and then she's coming at me. She's coming crazy at me. We're like, she's being playful. So then I'm playful with it. And then she's like, I don't want to talk to you no more. And then I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, I just don't want to talk to you. Like, you're being mean. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, you guys are mean. And then when I try to be like on you guys' level, or like, you know,
they don't like it when
they
it's
don't
done
like
back
it.
to them.
And but then I'm like, you know, that's not the person that, and she said it. She's like, you're over here talking about wanting to be positive and wanting to change, and you're being nasty right now. But I'm like, I wasn't being nasty like intentionally. I was being playful because you're joking with me, so I'm joking back, you know. But just being conscious of like the word conscious, right? Just remember that even though people are like that, doesn't mean you have to like kind of go into that, what they're doing.
You don't have to stoop to that.
You know,
level.
yeah.
Or
Yeah,
not even
so-
stoop, but
so
be
I-
something you're not.
You're
Yeah,
brave.
like that's not who I am at all. And
Okay.
when I try to be something that you're not, like it kind of like backfires on you.
Mm-hmm.
But also I want to be like, I want to grow from that, you know. Tati knows that for 6 days now I haven't been drinking, and that's a long time for
You
me.
haven't?
You're sober?
For 6 days, yeah.
Congrats.
And that's not because like I'm not an alcoholic. Like I don't have to drink every day. Like I don't drink at home.
You just like to be social.
Yeah, I socially drink all the time. And then when I'm tired from standing on my feet all day, I'm like, come on, let's go get a drink, you know? But I noticed that, again, that we're conscious, you know, like I noticed that there's times where I just allow myself to like, oh, I'm having fun and I deserve this, which you do.
Yeah.
But when does it become when it's controlling you, or when you've lost a little bit of control, you know? And so that, and I've given up something else. So those two things for a little bit, you know?
For a little bit.
Please
A
share for
little.
the class. What's the other thing?
Being abstinent.
You gave up being abstinent?
No, I
Or you
gave
are
up
abs-
sex, so
you
being
gave-
abstinent.
Oh, you gave up sex.
You're a whole ass nun right now. Look at you.
So it's
No
with that,
drinking.
it's 7 days or 8 days.
Congrats, though. That's a big
Yeah.
deal.
So I'm not, I mean, again, like sex is meant to be enjoyed. Alcohol is meant to be enjoyed. All under like you being conscious of what you're doing and what you're not doing. Because I noticed that when I start doing that, when you're drinking, you're loose. But then not just that, then you just start allowing that energy to be part of you. And so even when I'm not drinking, I'm so loose to like, okay, now you're just making like kooky decisions, you know? And it's like,
Not kooky.
and yeah, like we do. Sometimes we just say yes to everything because you're so tired, you know, or you've allowed that type of energy to come to you, you know. You've accepted that energy, just like a very loose energy that comes with drinking, that comes with partying, that comes with being promiscuous a little bit, you know. And so it's like, I just, you know, my affirmation to myself is just being more conscious of everything that I'm doing and agreeing to. So
It's good. I feel like you're being good to yourself and healthy to your body. Your body's
Yeah.
a temple, baby. You need to like give yourself that. So good for you.
yeah, and I feel like there's always gonna be those friends that when you're doing that, they'll be like,
You're not fun.
you're not fun, or you've said that before. And I had like a huge discussion with one of my friends. I'm like, because they say that all the time. And I'm like, okay, you know that for our whole lives, we're going to have to do that. You're going to have to come back and like kind of check yourself and, you know,
Reevaluate.
Yeah. And so I'm like, there's a lot of work that you need done. And people push you to that, but I only say that to them because they start like digging at you. And I'm like, and I'm not saying that because I'm trying to have an argument with you, because I'm not, but I don't need you to like kind of like bring in negativity by saying like, oh, here we go again. Like, yeah, here we go again. That's what life is about. You know, you go over it again, you know, and okay, how can I do it better this time? You know? So.
Yeah. All right. Good job.
What about you, Paulina?
Let's see. My affirmation, I think, is going to be, hopefully I didn't say this one already, but I want to go with like, what's for you will never miss you. And I've been an advocate of that for so long. Yes.
I feel that one.
I know
feel it.
sometimes in this world, you look at something, someone, and you're like, oh, that would be an awesome opportunity. Like they're very lucky. Or sometimes you even question it. You're like, oh, why wasn't that me? Or like, how can that be me? Or like, you know what I mean? Like, did that person deserve it? Like you just really question the shit out of it. And I think for me, I just have to learn. And I've learned this for a while now, but it's like, what's for me will never miss me. And I feel like that is so true. Because the universe, the way that, you know, my ancestors, God and the universe, when it comes to me, they don't play. When it comes to any of us, they don't play. So I do feel like that's something that kind of resonates with me a lot at this big age. I said big age again. Because I'm like, okay, what's for me will never miss me. Same for everybody. And I hope that
agree.
does resonate with other people as well.
And that reminds me of actually, it was a second affirmation I was thinking of. And I'm so glad you said it because I feel like this applies really well to what you said. And it's comparison is the thief of joy.
Yep.
Man.
Comparison is the thief of joy. You can't enjoy all the blessings and all the good things that come to you if you're so busy comparing yourself to other people.
Facts.
And why haven't I had this yet? Why am I not here? Why am I still stuck in this position? But it's like, baby, look at all the things you've done. Look at all that. Look at all the roads you've crossed and all the checks you've checked on your boxes. So stop comparing yourself to other people. And I think that goes really well with what you said. So I'm glad you said that.
See, it resonated, and I'm glad
It did
that
resonate.
you added on to that.
Yes.
Well, thank you. So, whoa,
Sorry.
there goes the chair. So today we wanted to talk about a couple of different
Readjusting.
topics. Sometimes you got to readjust mid-show.
Readjust your focus.
I get it. But Nestor, you brought up a topic today, or you brought up the topic of seeing somebody, right? And correct me if I'm wrong or if I'm not phrasing it right, of seeing somebody, but knowing that they're seeing somebody else as well, which then brings us to the topic of dating.
Openly dating or just dating.
Right, openly dating, AKA dating, but it's like, I don't know, is it always safe to assume that the person that you're talking to or dating is seeing other people? Because the minute we find out, we feel played, we feel bothered, you know what I'm saying? But is that person, or you, it could be, you know, us at the table, are you doing something wrong by that if you're not exclusive with somebody?
I think you have to normalize asking, not assuming.
I hate that.
But you
I
have
hate
to.
it.
I mean, you can't assume that somebody that you just met is only taking you on dates, only getting to know you. That's why there's nothing wrong with asking, like, are you openly dating? And hopefully they will be honest and they will say, yes, I'm openly dating, or no, I'm not openly dating. But then it's your decision, whatever they say, to decide how you deal with that. So if I'm going on a date with somebody and this person's a good catch. At least I think this person's a good catch. And I ask, are you openly dating? And they say yes, meaning they're going on dates with other people. Then the ball's in my court. Am I okay with that? Is this somebody I want to continue to see myself? And guess what? Openly dating is not wrong. And I think a lot of people get the misconception that openly dating means you're being intimate with multiple people. And that's not what it is. You can openly date and go on dates with different people and get to know them, have conversations. You don't have to do anything physical, right? So let's clear that up. That's not what openly dating is. And I think it's healthy and I think it's okay. But I do think openly dating is not a cop-out to just be like, oh, I just want to talk to 500 dudes and just like get all the attention. No, I think openly dating is to see what you like, what you don't like, to learn more about your preferences, what fits your lifestyle, and just honestly meeting new people and maybe learning about yourself. Like, oh, wow, this person brings this out of me. I never thought I would like this or like that, but this person's doing it. And then the minute somebody does something, red flags, or even that you're like, oh, I can never be with this person, that's when you cut them off one by one. Like, oh, I don't want to openly date this person anymore. Bye. I had dates with them. You're not for me. And then let the best survive. What? The strongest survive?
The strongest.
The strongest. But like, and again, if it doesn't work out with anybody, it's fine. It doesn't work out. I don't think there's anything wrong with openly dating, but I do think you have to be honest and talk about it. And that's the awkward part, because I know
it's awkward.
Especially imagine
It's
you like
not awkward.
but it could be if you like the person and they say they're openly dating.
Yeah, it
then
can crush
you
you.
have this idea because it's the comparison thing. Like, oh man,
But-
what do those other girls look like? Or like, oh, how long has he been dating them versus me? And then that is totally up to you. You have the power to stay and continue to date that person, and you could date other people too, not out of spite though, or just be like, no, I'm selfish. I only want you for me. But you can't assume exclusivity off the bat. You can't.
I think a lot of times it challenges like where we're at individually as a person, like the maturity level, you know, because like I was telling you guys, so I met somebody in Vegas, obviously, and I've never had a conversation with someone in the last 10 years with someone that I was interested in that has been that lengthy, and not just lengthy, but it full of so much like meat, like full of so much like.
I'm sorry, Nestor. Everything you're saying today is taking my brain.
It's another place.
I mean,
other
lengthy,
place.
full of meat. Stop it. Okay. Anyway,
No,
I'm sorry. I'm so
like
sorry.
so full of like
Sorry, Mom.
substance, you know.
Full of-
Oh, you see what I mean?
Okay. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But yeah, so me and Tati had a side conversation. FYI, I'll talk about it probably towards the end of the podcast. But yeah, so it really challenged you. It really, with this person, it's just really good. Like our conversation is so good, and I feel like also, like I was sharing last week, I feel like God and like kind of like the universe really put me in a place of like, I was so used to like, you know, if I like someone, you know, making something happen real quick, and that's not going to take me anywhere, you know? And I know that God and like the universe knows that the desire of my heart at the end of the day is to be with someone that kind of I can share like a life with, or just have a like real good relationship. And this person, like, it might not turn into anything, but like, dude, 4 hours of us having like super dope conversation, no type of sexual
Anything.
like
You
topic.
guys were never intimate.
No, like we're
Wow.
talking about his life, my life, things that like are a lot alike, which is crazy. Things that about me that might annoy a lot of people that I've dated in the past, but to him it's like he matches that level, like, and it's okay, you know. It's like we were saying in the beginning of the podcast, like some people, Tati, it's gonna be too much, right? Tati is gonna be too much, but to the right person, it's gonna be like, what? Like,
Perfect.
it's like,
Yep.
like even if he's not my soulmate, like that I'm gonna marry, like we're like soulmates, like we fucking get each other like that, you know. And I've been having
on, twin flame.
Yeah, like I know people, which is crazy. Like I know people like my Uber driver this morning. That's crazy. But he was telling me, that he married his wife. They have a baby, and they said that they haven't had. Last year they only had sex twice. This year they only had sex. They haven't even had sex this whole year.
I don't think that
He says that they're not
if they're married,
that they can talk,
that's good.
but they're not like best friends, and like so just like a regular type of
Like a roommate that
Yeah, so I go back to like, what do you accept, or would you accept? Would I accept? Because I was telling you guys earlier that this person later on, after we started talking, after we did kiss in Vegas, but we didn't do anything past that. But after the whole fact of doing that and us having a 4-hour conversation, then he told me that he was talking to somebody, that he had been talking to somebody for a whole year.
Oh, damn.
Oof.
A whole year.
And he
but,
met you in a weekend. He's giving you 4-hour conversations.
Yeah, a whole year, but they haven't had sex, and I really believe that. Like, he doesn't have to lie to me. I mean, we don't even live in the same state, right? And so we both understand that we like each other like that, but also it's very interesting, like, to be in my position, and right away my toxic self, the way I grew up, the way we grow up, like, oh heck no, like, are you gonna talk to them or are you gonna talk to me? That's my like childhood self wanting to cut people off, which is what I've been doing, but it hasn't been working, And so now with him, I'm talking to him. We don't have I don't have to make anything into anything right away. Me estoy saboreando. Like, I'm savoring.
You're just enjoying it.
Like, I'm savoring this
Nothing wrong with
conversation,
that.
like building this relationship. I'm not saying like we're a fish or anything like that, because there's nothing like that, because he's taking the other person serious. And I love the fact that he can do that he can tell me that. I respect it. But also, I also know that allows me to be a little bit more mature as far as how much I'm going to let him inside of my heart, or like that, like how much of me I'm willing to give to him as far as anything else. Like, there are reservations around being in the situation, but I'm getting to know him a lot, which is the most important thing for me, because we're looking at people for the long haul, and
So he's told you, like, he's talking to somebody, he's been talking to them, and that's serious.
Yeah. And because he had told me,
But he's having 4-hour conversations with you.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Okay, I'm going to say that again. He's talking to somebody and it's serious, but he's having 4-hour conversations with you.
But that's not his boyfriend.
Okay, but he's talking to somebody for a year, and his words, it's serious, but he's having 4-hour conversations with you.
Yeah, well,
I'm gonna tell you right now, if I'm talking to somebody for 1 year, I better be the only person they're having 4-hour conversations with.
But is it the way that you if he's being honest about things and he's not even...
Is he honest with them about you?
I don't know.
See,
That's a question that I could ask.
Yeah.
But those are the
Call
things
him up
that...
right now.
Call him right now. Put him on speaker.
Those are the things...
Guest speaker.
See, you see how your reaction is? That was
yeah.
my it's an automatic way of us thinking. And the thing is, it doesn't bother me because he's not doing anything to me. Like,
No,
that
I understand. And I do understand, like, that's just somebody you're talking to on the phone. Like, however,
break the science. Come on.
I'm just the type of person, like, okay, I don't know. I feel like you get them how you lose them. So it's like, let's say he stops talking to that person and then he becomes serious with you. How do you know he's not going to go on another trip somewhere, find
That's
somebody
true.
else and talk to
That's
them for
true.
4 hours on the phone?
But
So, I don't know.
those are just can those be things that people have, by people, our parents, things that we've watched that have kind of like program us to think a certain way. And so then we're here 30 years old,
Big 30.
The big age.
The big age of 30.
not with anybody, and it's like, I don't want to be there. Like, one of the things that I love
I don't want to be here anymore.
no, I don't want to be there.
No, I get
Not
what
just
you're saying.
because I want to be with him and that's it.
No, right.
But the thing is, this is what I'm learning about myself and having this conversation and this this situation with him and getting to know him, is that I'm maturing in the way I think, and a lot of times we have everything else put together, but the heart and the mind, those are things that sometimes, like, even with our careers or whatever, they sometimes don't.
Of course. They're in conflict.
They don't build up as quick as we want them to build up, where it matches where we're at in the rest of our lives. You know what I mean? And so like with this person, like we're having like deep conversation, and also
This is
I can be talking
nice.
to other people too.
as you should.
And that's what you were saying, yeah.
yeah.
And that's
Nothing
the
wrong
thing,
with
like at the end of the day, if we don't end up together, I just gain a friend.
I agree. And I think
know?
that is mature, and that's so important. I think you don't have to automatically, if things don't work out, say, damn, what did I do? What is it about me? Or, man, forget him. I'm mad at him. Don't be angry. Be grateful. Be grateful for the experience, because there was something about that person that kept you on the phone for 4 hours. There was something about this person that kept you going on dates, for example, just anybody random. Right? So there was a reason why that person was there. You can't be mad. You have to be grateful for the time and for the experience, because maybe you learned something, or maybe something so simple, you just had a good time.
Yeah.
You had fun. There's nothing wrong with that. You need a little fun in your life.
Yeah.
You need attention, whatever it is. I don't think you should be angry, or people should be angry in general when things don't work out. Be grateful. Say thank you for your time. Keep it pushing. I do think, and Paulina, I think you should talk about this too, in your opinion, because now you're getting married. I do think we live in this generation that's built up on like rom-coms, like romance comedies, where it's like, you know, the guy and the girl, everybody knows they should be together, but they're just friends, and they've always been just friends. And one day he's like, I'm going to tell her how I feel. And she comes back from Europe and she's like, I'm engaged, I'm getting married in 2 weeks. And then the whole plot is like how at the end, he doesn't share how he feels until the day of the wedding, running down the aisle like, marry me. And she's like, yes. Like, I think we live in that fantasy where we feel like it's okay to fuck people up like that. And I don't think that's cool. That's kind of toxic. Like, that's really toxic if you think about it.
That's what I'm saying.
Or-
like the toxicity, like
Yeah.
we hold
Yeah.
on to that.
Yeah, or like the whole concept of like, so like, let's say this guy has a fiance, and then he has another girl he likes, but he's still fucking around with the other girl. And then he's like, I don't know if I should marry her or not. Like, that's not good either. I think we have all these like rom-coms that are telling us like, it's okay if your person's with somebody else, just
They call
destroy
it
their wedding.
romance. So
Yeah,
I don't know
but
what
I don't
the
think
fuck,
that's
but-
romance. I think that's just like, you should have made up your mind and communicated a long time ago, you dumb fuck,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
No, I agree with that. I think that'd be really heartbreaking if I'm on the other receiving side of
Can you
that.
imagine at your wedding?
Right. This like fucking rom-com
The
scenario.
nerve.
Like that wouldn't be at all to me.
And some
Yeah,
people
but
will
that's
call
a
it
movie.
romance.
That's a movie.
Yeah,
Like, I
but
look
some
at it.
people
Right.
think like that though.
They do. They have like secret crushes on like people, and they never act on it. And then the next thing you know, they're like bitter at the wedding. It's like, what?
But also there's people that like, I don't know. I think the tradition, like we go about the traditional way, which what we're talking about right now goes against it. You talk to
Yes.
somebody and it's like you're not talking to anybody else.
Yeah, you
okay?
just assume, okay, we're dating now.
And so then they get married, and then like years later, the marriage is boring because there wasn't this type of conversation, that type of like relationship between the two people or whatever, you know. And so I don't want to be there. And so I think one of the things that I take out the most is that what I didn't know, what I forgot along the years is that I can go that deep. Like honestly, like I'm telling you, I've never felt like I've gone that deep in the last 10 years of talking to people trying to talk to me talking to people, like whatever, you know.
Yeah.
I haven't gone that deep. You know, it's like, oh, you're cool.
Do you also feel like though maybe you're forced to go that deep because you can't see this person, so all you can do is talk?
Yeah. No, I don't think nothing about it feels forced.
Well, not literally forced, but it's almost like you haven't had that connection with other people is because you could easily just go and see
definitely.
them.
No, definitely.
And then you go do things and have a drink and go dance or go do whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Definitely.
And you don't have time for the 4-hour conversation.
Yeah, and
or
what's
whatever
crazy,
it
remember I
is.
told you guys that he didn't want to give me his TikTok. He's like a TikToker or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't want to do that. But I didn't feel like it's because he was trying to hide, because I figured out what his TikTok was. And
Of course
he,
you did.
He wasn't hiding anything. But it was more because it's like leaving that aside and who we are and whatever we do allowed us to dig deep within each other's lives. And
I see what you're saying. So it's kind of like if you give somebody, now I understand. If you give somebody your social media that you just met, right? they're going to make all their assumptions and get to know your life story based off of what is on social media.
Yeah, definitely.
Instead of,
Or they're only
Okay.
gonna like you now in this age, they're only gonna like you because of who they think you are, which is what happens.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. If I'm going on a date with somebody, I Google them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I Google.
Like your friend,
Yeah.
the dancer guy.
I Google. What dance?
The dancer guy. Remember I had told you about him? He primarily, I felt,
Oh, the one you went on a date with.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like,
primarily he went out with me because of who he thinks. I believe that because of who he thinks I am.
got it.
And that's
Really?
and that's it. Because I feel like the date, even though I brought somebody along and it was kind of like that, we had a dope ass conversation on my end.
Yes.
Now he
Yes.
didn't go deeper for whatever reason, whether it was he wasn't attracted to me or he was just looking, whatever it was. But it was that, and so to me, I'm like, I'm in a good place right now. I feel like it's a good thing. This is why the other things that I'm doing in my life, like not drinking and not doing all these other things,
Keeps you focused.
it keeps me focused.
Not
It keeps me
distracted.
like conscious of what I really want to do. Like this is
Okay.
what I really want to do. Like I want to get to know people, and I
without the distractions.
yeah, and so yeah.
When you first met Javi, did you guys have those 4-hour conversations? And did you Google him? Tell us your story.
So I have a website that I think really should sponsor me. And this website, I still use it to this day
Oh.
for
I'ma need
messages
that.
for haters that text into my job. That
She talked about this one. I remember.
Oh, you remember?
You
it?
never
Yeah,
gave
about
me
the
the
five
website.
forehead or whatever.
I needed it like
Wait, what?
a month ago.
I don't remember
The guy who said that you had a big old forehead?
Yeah.
You said
then
you're going to hunt him
found his
down on your
name.
website?
Yeah,
You
I
didn't
did
live far.
talk about it. Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
got
you
a
did.
5
Yeah,
head.
yeah, yeah.
I needed
apparently.
that
Never
website
heard-
a month ago.
Yeah, never
thanks.
heard that in my life, but I have a 5 head. So yes, when the station that I work at, when we get like messages, like I will look them up because I'm a sick fuck and I just like will look things up, and
a
I'm
sick
just
fuck, a
like-
like a
Yeah,
great
no,
fuck.
I know.
No, we don't
I
want to
thought,
be like that.
no, but I thought the same thing. We're
I
good.
know.
Okay,
I'm
go
like,
ahead.
what would I start? So I use this website. So when I met Javi, I absolutely put his phone number in and I was like, okay, where have we lived? What's your name? Like, are things matching? You know what I mean? So I do that. And then I'll Google, yes, which will usually take you to either like, I think like a LinkedIn, Instagram,
Yep.
whatever. So that it's important to do the research. I don't care. Like every woman and man should be doing their research before you go out with someone.
Absolutely.
Like I need to see if you're
To an
fucking
extent.
real.
People think like
To an
it's being
extent to
okay.
me.
Yeah, to an extent, yes. I mean, you could if you're spending 3 hours still looking and like you already found stuff and you're just digging for more. That's a little much. But yeah, heck yeah, you need to be investigator and
Yes.
Inspector Gadget.
I don't understand why we're not.
I agree.
And then I also feel comfortable too if like I notice that like we have mutual followers. I don't know why, but that makes me feel comfy. I'm like, oh, okay, like Tati, you know Tati, I know Tati. Like, I don't know how you know her, but you know her, you know Nestor. Like, I'll look and stuff like that, and I'll be like, okay, we follow some of the same people. I don't know why. That made me feel comfy.
Huh. Okay.
Is that weird?
No, that's not weird. I think I think I used to think that. And I think now I'm in a space where I don't want us to know any of the same people.
Really?
I want somebody brand freaking
Yeah, me
new,
either.
straight out the box, fresh.
Well, what was the question that you originally asked her?
Oh, the 4-hour conversation.
yeah, like just
Yeah.
what was it like when you first started dating Javi? Was he dating other people? Were you dating other people? Did you ask him? Like,
So
how did
that's
that
so
go?
funny because I didn't ask him, but the reason I didn't ask him is because I didn't feel the need to. I think that when the right person comes around and you just know it, I feel like it felt that way. I was talking to someone prior to him, and that I was like all over the place. I'm like, I know you're talking to somebody else, but I don't know. But I never wanted to ask because that scared the shit out of me. Like you said, it's like it's an uncomfortable conversation, whatever. To me, it's uncomfortable as fuck. I don't.
Right.
I know I'm immature for saying that, and I probably gonna get dragged to hell. But like, I
dragged to hell.
cannot take that conversation because I don't take it well. So it was just such a It was like night
Wait,
and
you
day.
can't take what conversation if they were to talk to
Yeah, if they were like, yeah, I'm seeing other people, I would like probably fucking roll over.
Putting yourself in the situation where
But
now
like,
you
wait,
know.
wait. Hold
I'm
up. Wait a
immature. I
minute.
know. I'm immature.
Yeah, that's
I know.
not good.
Girl, yeah, I know.
I mean, I'm not judging you.
No, I know.
So you kinda-
I don't want
not judging you,
I
but
don't
I'm
want it to feel
judging
like
you.
I'm judging you. I'm
No,
not judging.
it's
I'm judging you for
But-
judging her.
But isn't it like, don't you want to know that? Like, those are the things that I would want to know.
I
don't know.
should, but I was so scared.
I think it's maybe you want to know, but you just didn't want to deal with it. That's what it is. Because then,
'Cause then
you're
it's make
faced-
a choice.
'cause then you're faced with the decision like, oh shit, am I okay with this?
Right, which I'm not.
Or am I not okay with this? What does that mean? If you're not okay, that means you have to stop talking to them for your own
Yeah.
sake, right?
I-
So,
But can I
That is
say
tough.
one more thing though
Go ahead.
too is like, and actually Marco can probably attest to this because I confided in him a lot during this time. But it's like the right person will just make you feel that you're kind of the only one, or you're the one that they're
Okay.
pursuing. I'm not gonna say the only one, but they're the one that you're pursuing. Like Javi, like I said, it's night or day compared to somebody else that I saw before him. To me, when I look at it, they were two different people. Like Javi would ask me every time he left my house, when can I see you again? And I was like, oh, this is new. Like I was like, oh, we're gonna see each other, and he'll be like, can I see you tomorrow, or can I see you, like he'll work whatever, so can I see you Friday? And I'm just like, this is new. This man is making time for me. This is new. You know what I mean? Or he would come over and be there all the time and like pretty much spend the night until I had to go to work the next day. And I'd be like, huh, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just like, I'm telling you, night and day. It was a very different vibe versus the other person who had me always very confused in my head of like, what's
Yeah.
going on? Do you like me? Do you not like me? Are we together? Are we gonna be together? I don't understand, you know? Does that make sense?
no, it does. I think it reminds me of, here I go with a quote. I'm like a quote lady. here.
Yes.
But it says, God will never allow you to feel peace in a place you don't belong.
Ooh.
So that like and I agree with that.
like that.
The self-doubt, the questioning, the like, I'm not sure. Like I feel like if it's not for you, you're not gonna feel safe. You're not gonna feel relaxed. You're not gonna feel comfortable. I don't know what that's like to find a person. It sounds like peace and serenity.
It sounds
so
great.
that's what people say. I hope so. So that's great.
I also when getting to know somebody, I don't expect to know everything about them. Like I'm not saying
Yeah.
that, but I feel like there are things that you should be able to talk about with that person in a good way. Like I had addressed something to this guy right before I even found out. Like before he told me like that he was seriously talking to somebody, right? And what happened was that he was taking it in a, like I was being toxic about it. And I'm like, I'm not coming about it like that, you know? Like, I don't want you to think like that. I think like in order for me to move on with a person and to start building anything with a person, because you're starting from ground zero, I want to know that we can talk about things, address things where you don't feel attacked by the other person.
That's true.
But it's just like, we got to talk about it, you know, because I want to mature with you. Well, I want to mature individually, but also I want to mature together. You know what I mean? And so I think for me, that's why it kind of didn't sit right. It's perfectly fine that he made you feel comfortable and made you feel like wanted. But what about yourself? What about that inner peace with him? And that comes with being able to talk about certain things like that.
Facts.
You know, and so not so that you feel attacked or
No,
anything
I
like
don't.
that, but it was more kind of like addressing those things and in a healthy way, you know?
Yeah, it's a healthy thing to do, and it's a mature thing to do. I am not there, or I mean, like, no, I'm in a different place. But like at that time, I didn't feel like I was there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because exactly, it's when you ask that person that question, it's the "what are we" question, or "are you seeing someone else" question. That answer is gonna change so much for you. And you gotta be okay with that. And I think that scared me to death. Well, not to death, but it scared me a lot. I wasn't fucking dying. But I was like, this is scary because shit could change literally in 5 minutes. You know what I mean? If I don't hear the answer I want. And I didn't. So
It could change, but it's something that in the long haul, if you address it before you even build something with
yeah,
someone,
right away.
then what happens is that later on it doesn't become a problem because
And that's great
you
advice.
already defeated this giant early on
Yeah.
in getting to know each other.
no, I think that's great advice of doing it early on. Cause like that's the whole thing of quote leading someone on. No, like
Yeah.
No, for sure. But I
know?
also think it doesn't hurt to do a little checkup. So let me tell you what I mean by that. So let's say it's my first time. Let's say I met you, Nestor, and now we're on our first date. Okay. On the first date, I could say, "Are you openly dating someone?" And he could say, "Yes."
No, baby, I'm only dating you. Ah!
No, but let's say he says yes. Okay, cool. I'm gonna continue
Yeah,
to
yeah,
see
yeah.
you then. I don't care. So let's say now you're 4 dates in.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's safe. You tell me if you guys think I'm wrong to ask, like, are you still openly dating? Because then that is where it makes a difference. Because if it's your first date,
Oh yeah.
it could be your first and last date. This person could have one date with anybody, right? But if you're already on the fourth date,
you invested time
and
into
that
you.
person is still openly dating, what number date are you on with the other people?
So for you guys, and before we wrap up the episode, because we're gonna have to, but at what number date do you expect the answer to be no? Like we're more exclusive.
I don't know. I think that depends on the feeling, like you said. The minute you feel at peace, or not at peace, but if you're not like super stressed out about it, I think then that's a time that maybe your heart or your intuition could tell you, okay, maybe they're not openly dating. But you never know with people nowadays. Like some people got a really good poker face and could just like
Not
be
me.
a great time and have
Not
great
me.
dates, but you don't know.
Yeah.
Like I honestly, I don't know. But I would say like just when you feel right. There's no number. Everybody's different.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like date 3 is important.
yeah, before it would
3
be
is important.
date 3 or 4, but now that would be the old me. Now it would probably be like she said, when it feels right. I don't think you put
A number
a
on there.
number
Yeah.
on your heart.
Like a temperature check.
You know what I mean?
A number on your heart. Facts.
Yeah.
100.
What? Not 100, girl.
I don't know.
On that thing,
Yeah.
you better be married, honey.
Right, with like 3 kids.
Oh, you said date 100.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like your heart feels 100.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
Well, thank you guys for that. And thank you, of course, for tuning in to another episode. Do we have a question from the audience?
Oh,
We
audience
do.
question.
We have an
We'll
audience
do one
question.
quick one
We'll
before
do
we wrap
one
up really
question.
quick. So you're asking us a question we're all going to answer?
Yes, I guess.
I love that for
let's
us.
Let's keep it short. Ready?
Yes, keep it short and sweet.
What's worse or more of a red flag? Dating a person who is friends with their ex still, or talk shit about their ex?
I would say talk shit about your ex. Because I'm cool with a lot of my exes and I'm not a red flag.
I'd say the being friends with the ex.
Absolutely being friends with their
Yeah,
ex.
why are y'all
Yeah,
friends?
what
Why
you
are
I agree
you
with Tati. I
friends?
agree with Tati.
Nah, y'all
I
crazy.
don't
What do you
know.
mean?
I think you could be friends with somebody. Okay, let's talk about how close of friends.
I don't care. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I just feel like
If-
if you're
if you're
constantly
following this
talking
person-
shit about somebody, that's kind of like, where's the accountability for yourself? Are you
is
a
this
person that pushes this on everybody else? Like, is everybody else the problem and you think you're so perfect?
Yeah,
Like,
I'd wonder why you're talking shit.
like
Well,
I
it's
don't
not
like that.
constant.
Because then it's like, why are you talking shit? You're still holding on to something. Like, why do you
Could
care
be.
so much?
Yeah, I think it has to do with maturity again.
And I think I'm just very secure with myself that I'm not going to feel like intimidated, like you're still talking to her. But I do think like there are boundaries. Don't get me wrong. There are boundaries.
I hope so.
And I'm going to call things out if I see something I don't like, then I'm going to call it out. But I think I would prefer that over.
Yeah, it has to do with a
talking
lot
shit.
of things. It has to do with maturity on both ends. It has to do with how close that friendship is. Like,
Yeah.
if
Like
you don't have,
they don't need to have sleepover.
yeah,
and,
if you
like,
don't have
hang out all the time.
boundaries, then that's kind of bogus because you're not
Yeah.
respecting your other, you know,
partner.
yeah. But yeah, I think it's to talk shit about somebody is to me deeper because you haven't let go of something. Like
Yeah, especially after the
Yeah.
fact.
yeah.
There's something there. I don't disagree with that part.
But also toxicity. I feel like the way, but not so that you guys feel judged, but I feel like to respond
Not to see that.
to
you-
respond like that, I feel to me it's kind of like I don't want to respond like that. I don't want to respond like I don't want you to be friends with. Like I feel like there's so much like like of our past and the way we grew up and like the way we've seen relationships be affect our way of thinking because it shouldn't be like that.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, the other question is, can men and women be friends platonically?
I think that's a great topic.
I know. But
So
like,
if we
that's
save it
where-
for a topic?
Let's save it for a topic, but like that's the root of this.
That's
too.
actually a really great
Yeah, we
topic.
could-
That gets really
That
heated.
could be next.
I think Tati's a
So tune in next time.
What?
Oh, we know Tati's answer.
Do you guys though? 'Cause
Actually-
my answer.
Might shock us.
I might.
Well, look
Tease.
at you tease. She's
Lock
teasing.
in.
teasing
And I
queen.
love the way she's flicking her
I know.
hair.
She's like,
Tease
hold
with
on. Thank you guys for tuning in. Follow us at Never Too Shy Podcast.
No,
Pod,
just
just
pod.
pod.
Just pod. And Never Too Shy Pod
Pod.
on Instagram or follow me at Paulina Rowe.
Talk with Tati.
The bra, bro.
And we love you so much. Thank you.